Hi, everyone, and happy Friday. I am so happy to be with you on this Friday. I hope everyone's doing well. I am immigration attorney Yael Brudner, and I am live today answering some immigration questions. For those of you that don't know me, I'm an immigration attorney. My office is located in Newport Beach, California. However, we do provide services and represent clients from all over the US and all over the globe. So no matter where you are, we can help you. Today, I'm happy to answer any questions. If anyone wants to jump on and ask me a question about their case, about immigration, I'm happy to answer. I have some questions that we received this morning through our messenger. So I thought I could also share some of those questions and we can go from there. So I am streaming on Facebook and TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So I'm happy to see folks from all places. Shabbat Shalom. I see someone from Israel. Toda rabba she'ta tzofeh bi, she'yeh lecha Shabbat Shalom. I also speak Hebrew. If anyone is interested in talking to an immigration lawyer in Hebrew, that's also something I always love to do. So hello, hi Mike, hi Maruf, thank you so much. I am doing well. Thank you for everyone asking. So let's jump in. I will just answer some of the questions that, Gamanim Israel, perfect, thank you. Some of the questions I received this morning, I thought that would actually be interesting for people. So let's see. Some of these questions, and if you have any questions, feel free to jump in and write them in the comments and I'll try to get to them. Okay, so this question is actually very common. I'm here as an F1 student. Can I change my status to E2 investor visa or investor? You know, this is a great question, and you can variate this from F1 student or B2 visitor, or even people on an H1 or an L1 or any other non-immigrant status. Can I change my status here in the US to a different one? And in this question, it was to the E2. So it's a good question. And yes, the answer is yes. You could change your status in the US as long as two things. You have to be maintaining your current status here in the US. So you have to be in a valid status and maintaining it in order to apply to change status to a different one. And you also have to qualify for the status that you want to apply to. So for example, in this example, this person is a student and they want to apply to be an investor. Which is great because then E2 investor status is a great one. It has a lot of benefits. I really recommend it. It's one of my favorite statuses or visas. So I would ask the student, are you maintaining your F1 status? So have you been going to school full-time like you need to? And also, have you worked without authorization, which is something that's not permitted. So those are kind of the first two things I would ask to make sure that they are complying with the terms of their stay, and also that they are in valid status. And the next thing I would ask them is if they qualify for the E2. So we would talk a little bit about what the E2 is, and see if they qualify. Now, if both those conditions happen, then you could change your status here in the US. Now, is that recommended? Not necessarily, right? There's different ways specifically for the E2, perhaps to apply directly at the post, at your home country. These are questions that we can talk about more specifically, on a case-to-case basis. Hi, Karen. She's asking, how long does it currently take for an E1 spouse to receive an EAD? I know it's taking a long time. E2 and E1 spouses are eligible for work permits. They just need to apply for it. So it's not automatic. You can only start working once you get your employment authorization card. Probably about 5 to 7 months, perhaps a little bit more. It's extremely backlogged right now. It's just kind of a longer wait than usual. Okay. Let's see. There's a question here on TikTok. Hi, I did submit my father's civil documents to the NVC, but his military record is missing. Hi, Waleed, and thank you for the question. I'm glad that you're at the NVC stage. That means that your petition was approved and you're proceeding with your case. It really depends on the country. Sometimes there are different documents that you can provide to satisfy the requirement. So really, it's kind of case specific. Look into the actual embassy's instructions about the civil documents and see if they have any different documents that you can provide to satisfy that requirement. Sometimes documents are missing. Sometimes if there's no replacement document, consulates would accept a declaration from you or a statement from you or from your father saying, I was in the military between these years. I couldn't provide a military record because, and then specify the reasons why. And sometimes that's enough. But it's really depends on the actual consulate. And if you want help or need more specific assistance, please feel free to contact me, and we would love to schedule you for a consultation and help you with that. Let's see. For those of you that are joining right now, I'm Immigration Attorney Yael. I'm answering immigration questions today. So if you have any questions about immigration, please feel free to write them here. There are questions asking about how long an I-485 takes to be approved. Again, it's really hard right now to estimate processing times and case processing times because everything is really backlogged with immigration. They actually even officially announced that they are backlogged, and some notices and some specific case types are being delayed more than usual. So at this point, it's hard to say. Okay, if it's a marriage-based case, we're seeing it's taking between 15 to 18 months if you apply here in the US for a 485. Okay, let's see. You're welcome. I hope I answered your questions. Anyone that wants to talk to me personally, feel free to call the number here or reach out to me through my info and my bio and my profile, and we can set up a consultation for you guys. Okay, let's see. SunTrust is saying, change of status, fingerprints done, interview pending. Any chance of temporary work permit while waiting? So I think you're talking perhaps about adjustment of status. Can you give me a little bit more information about what you filed with immigration? If you did file to adjust your status here in the US, you might be able to apply also for a work authorization while your case is pending. It depends on what the case is, but you might be able to. Give me a little bit more information. Okay, let's see, any more questions over here? I'm looking at the different platforms just to make sure I'm not missing anything. A lot of people have been asking me about the E2, so I thought I'd talk about that a little bit. The E2 investor visa is a visa that is often overlooked. It is it's an option that a lot of people are not aware of, especially because it has the word investor in it, and they think this is probably not even relating to them. I am not an investor. I don't have a lot of money. I'm not a millionaire. But actually, the investor visa doesn't require a very large amount of funds. We're not talking about millions of dollars. There is an investment green card that you can apply for if you invest $1 million in a US business. However, this is not that. The E2 is a work visa. It's a business visa. And we've been successful obtaining this visa for people that invested $80,000, $100,000. Now, it's not nothing. It is a lot of money, but for business people or for entrepreneurs, it is within reach a lot of times. This visa allows you to live and work in the US, and your spouse and your children to come with you, possibly for an indefinitely amount of time. So you can keep renewing this visa as long as you still comply with the the requirements of this visa. You can keep renewing it. So it is a really great option. It is available for nationals of treaty countries. So not all countries are eligible for this, but if you are, there's some countries like Mexico, like Philippines, like Pakistan, like Bangladesh, that there are really long waits for other categories. And the E2 is, there's no wait. You can apply for it right away. You can get it in a matter of months, a little bit more months than before, because of consulates around the world not operating in 100% capacity, but due to COVID, but really a relatively quick option to move to the US and be able to work here and live here with your family. So if anyone's interested in the E2 visa, we actually have a free guide for the E2 visa for investors, like everything you need to know one-on-one. What is this visa? What documents do I need? How do I apply? If you're interested, shoot me a comment and I'll send you the free E2 guide. Okay. So Sun is clarifying his question. So a temp work permit, your adjustment of, you filed for adjustment of status from F1 student to green card sponsored by my parents, and it was approved. Okay, well, if you are eligible, if it's approved and your priority date is current, okay, you might be a minor and your parents are applying for you, so the priority date is current, then you are eligible to also file for a work permit while your adjustment of status is pending. Adjustment of status cases are taking up to 18 months and could even be more right now because of extreme backlogs at USCIS. So you can apply for a work permit during the time that you're waiting. This will also give you a social security card, which gives you a lot of benefits. Also, unfortunately, a wait for the work permit, like I mentioned before, it's 5 to 7 months. But it does give you a little bit of time before you actually get your green card to work. Okay, so I hope I answered that question. For those of you joining right now, hi, thank you for joining. I'm Immigration Attorney Yael. I'm answering immigration questions, so feel free to jump in and ask me your question. Okay, there's a question, how can I skip the naturalization line? I don't know. How can you skip the line? That's a great question. Don't know of a way to skip the line. It is 5 years after you become a green card holder, you can apply for citizenship. If you're married to and living with a US citizen, you can apply after 3 years, which is a good benefit, makes it shorter. But if not, then I don't know a way to get that, to skip a line. Okay, there's a question here. Maruf has an approved I-360 petition. How long does it take for the I-485 to be approved? I'm 21. Okay, it's a matter of waiting times. Have you filed the 485 already? It really depends. It is taking a long time, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. Oscar's asking how long to get a work permit after biometrics. So if you filed for adjustment of status and you filed also for the work permit, you're right that the first step is to get the biometrics. That's good if you already did the fingerprints. Usually after that, a few more months. Again, right now, everything is backlogged, so it's really hard to say how long. You know, in general, getting a work permit takes about 5 to 7 months, but from when you file. But right now, everything is backlogged. Even getting a biometrics appointment has been taking 3 months right now. So it's really very hard to predict how long things take. Okay, Sun is saying thank you. You're welcome. Feel free to reach out anytime for more questions. Okay, just reviewing to see. There's a question here, is it possible to speed up your case if you got cancer? Well, first of all, I'm so sorry to hear. there is an option to expedite, to put in an expedite request for humanitarian reasons. Call the USCIS center. It really depends what your case is, but call the USCIS contact center and ask to put in an expedited request. If you have a lawyer can do this for you, okay? If you need assistance, you can contact us, schedule a consultation, and we can help you, okay? But there is an option for humanitarian reasons. It's not easy to get it. We've been asking, for it often, and they rarely approve it. So, but it's worth asking. It's worth asking for expedited, because the worst, it doesn't cost you anything, and the worst you can do is that they say no. Okay, but I wish you all the best tonight and a speedy recovery, and feel good and feel well. Okay, let's see. There's a question here. Already applied for citizenship, but the wait time is 18 months in Seattle. That's true. I have heard reports of long wait times in Seattle, 18 months, specifically with citizenship, because there was a rush to file for naturalization this fall, because, just 1 second. My computer is telling me that it's almost going to die, so I have to put the electricity in it to charge it. So we have been hearing reports of delays with citizenship, specifically for Seattle. But the reason why there's extreme delays in naturalization is that a lot of people rush to file in August and September, because they threatened to, raise the filing fees for citizenship by 80%. It didn't happen because there was litigation and they were stopped by the courts. But I think they're completely overwhelmed with naturalizations. Okay, let's see. But in the good, it's good that you put in your application. People get discouraged sometimes and with the long wait times, but in my opinion, it's a good idea, even if there's a long wait time, to put in your application as soon as possible, because it's a first come, first serve kind of system. So when you file, you get a priority date, and that date is your date. So they're going to start working on these cases in the order that they receive them. And we are hoping to see more, staffing getting better after COVID, improving, and things like that. So hopefully, if they get to speed it up, you have your case in, so you're in line, and it's a good idea. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions. Can we do an expedite request for the N400? Yes, you can ask for an expedite request through the USCIS call center. You have to have a reason why. So it should either humanitarian reasons or financial reasons or some kind of reasons why you need. And actually, there is a list of reasons that are acceptable on the USCIS website. So if you go on the website, uscis.gov, you can just type in, search expedite request, and there's a page that talks about it. And you can call them and put in a formal request with the person on the phone, and they'll get back to you if they approve your expedite request. Okay, thank you for everyone that's joining. For those of you joining right now, I'm Immigration Attorney Yael. I'm just answering immigration questions if anyone has any. Let's see. Feel free to write them. Okay, there's a question, why is it taking long for people to get receipts? Yes, it is taking long. It used to take 2 weeks to 4 weeks, and now it's taking up to 8 weeks. And I have some cases that even 12 weeks to get a receipt notice. It's crazy. It's very frustrating, because when you file a case with immigration, just for those of you that don't know, when you file something with immigration, you want a benefit or an application, you want a different visa, or you want to do, a certain petition, a green card, a work permit. You file the application, and then you wait. You don't know. Did they get the application? Do they have it? What's going on with my case? The way you know is that they send you a receipt notice, and you can look and see, oh, okay, they have the receipt notice. And on the receipt notice, it says, we got your case, we're processing it. This is your case number. You can follow and track and see the case status. But up until then, you're just like hoping for the best. I hope they got my case. I hope it didn't get lost. And that's taking a long time right now. It's very frustrating for a lot of people and for lawyers as well. a couple of tips that help with this is that when you file an application, usually there's a filing fee, so you can track your method of payment. So see if your credit card was charged, see if your check was cashed. That's a good sign. That means they took your money. If they wanted to reject your application, they would have just sent it back to you and not charge your card. There was a problem with it and they rejected it, then they wouldn't charge your card. So the fact that they charge your card is a good sign that they accepted it for processing. Doesn't mean that they approved it, but at least they accepted it for processing. Another really, really important thing to do if you're filing anything with immigration is to track the mailing. So make sure you have a tracking number for your application so that you can know at least I filed it. I see that it was delivered. I can see that it was delivered to the mailroom at USCIS. Now, did anyone just even open it, right? Okay, especially if we're talking about a time-sensitive matter. For example, if you're responding to an RFE or a notice from immigration and there's a deadline, you have to make sure that you're filing it in time. Okay. Thanks for providing information. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, I already filed my N-400 in Seattle. Can I move my case to a different state where is less waiting time? So you have to live in that state. You can't just move it to another state. If you do move, then you can file a change of address with immigration and they would transfer your case. Okay, I actually just had that for someone in Los Angeles. There was a student. She filed for naturalization in Los Angeles, where the wait time is very long, more than a year for sure. And then she actually, when COVID started, she moved more to remote learning and she moved back to live with her parents during college, and then she just moved. We did a change of address to Maryland for her, and she got her interview in a few months after. So yes, you can change, but you have to actually really live in that place. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Okay. Sam is asking on Facebook, how long does it take for children under 21? Okay, let's put up. How long does it take for children under 21 for green card holder father? Okay, so great question, Sam. If you have a green card, you're a lawful permanent resident, and your children are minors, they're under 21, for purposes of immigration, they're still considered children. Right now, there's no wait. You can file. There's no wait in terms of the visa availability. So, as you know, when you're a green card, you have to always look at the priority dates. Right now, there's no wait. The priority date is current. The only wait that you have is processing time, which is just the usual processing time, right? That immigration, what it takes them to decide your case. Now, I would ask you, are your children here in the US or are they in your home country? That would make a difference. If your children are here in the US, I would say probably between 12 to 18 months, depending on where you live in the US. If they are at the consulate, it could be a little bit less, could be about 15 months, depending on opening of the consulates, because right now consulates abroad are not 100% operational. So definitely reach out to us, Sam, if you need assistance with petitioning for your children. You want to make sure you do it before they turn 21. Once they are adults, that really increases their wait time for even availability of visa. It could be years. Okay, so recommend contacting. Okay, there's a question on Facebook from Parmar. Thank you so much. It's a long question, so I won't be able to answer it online, but definitely reach out to me specifically. We can schedule you for a consultation and really and help you. Okay, it's just too long for me to answer here on Facebook. Okay, let's see. I just want to see if there's anything going on TikTok. Okay. Okay, there's a question here. I got injured. I've been sitting in the hospital for a month. Can I apply for some kind of benefit? Are you a non-citizen? Are you a foreign national? Okay, that depends. Okay, I can't address questions about public benefits or any social security benefits for your injury, but I can help you maybe if you are a foreign national looking to get status. Okay. Let's see. I'm sure I missed a little bit of the questions because it jumps on TikTok pretty quick. So please, if I miss your question, you can reach out to me personally. How long does an I-130 take if a green card holder filed it for a wife and the beneficiary is abroad? So it depends on the country. Each country right now has different or stay-at-home orders, and consulates in different countries right now are processing differently because not all of them are operational due to COVID. Also, there is right now a suspension on immigration that the Trump administration put in place for spouses of green card holders. That's supposed to be in effect until March. However, with all of that, I still recommend if you are a lawful permanent resident and you have a spouse abroad, put in an application for her, put in the petition, because it's a two-step process. The petition starts here in the US, and that takes about 8 months to get approved. And by the time that gets approved, hopefully COVID will be much better, consulates will be open, and then quickly you'll be able to get an interview at the consulate. So definitely reach out to us. We can help you. We do this all the time. Family-based immigration is one of our most common case types. Call us at the number below. Schedule consultation. We'd love to help you. Okay. So Aman is saying, hi, I'm a citizen and I applied for my husband. I'm waiting for his interview. Do you know how long it's going to take? It's hard to tell how long it's going to take because everything is really kind of delayed right now due to COVID, and really it's not, USCIS is very backlogged, still, I think, from the fact that they were closed for 4 months and they can't accept as much people at once like they used to. So they have limits on how many people can come every day for an interview. So that just pushes people down the line and the wait times get longer. If you applied for adjustment of status, petition adjustment of status for your husband, usually it's about 12 to 18 months. Right now, I would err to the fact of thinking it's going to take 1.5 years. Okay. Definitely put in a work authorization in the meantime, okay, if he is qualified. There's a question, where is my office located? So thank you for the question. We are located in Orange County, California, Southern California. However, the good thing about immigration is that it's federal law, so we can represent clients throughout the US. Doesn't matter where you are, we can represent you. In fact, our practice is almost 100% remote due to COVID. We still see clients at the office, but really we try to see as much people as possible through video meetings or phone calls. We have everything set up to be virtual and remote. So really it's very convenient. So wherever you are, I'd love to help you. Okay, let's see. There's a question here. Major thing is I have to apply for my citizenship. If I apply for help, will it go against me? Okay, so I see. If you are a lawful permanent resident, you have a green card, and you need assistance, public assistance, you can apply for it. The public charge analysis will not affect your citizenship. It only affects people that are applying for a green card. Okay, so you don't have to worry. If you're in the hospital or if you're sick and you need assistance, you can get that. Especially anything that's California, that's not federal, you can get that without risking your citizenship. Things that can risk citizenship is not paying taxes if you need to. Okay, not paying child support if you are required to. Things like that, but not public charge, not using public benefits. Let's see. Hi from Chicago. Hello. How's the weather there? We are having an 80 degrees in the middle of January kind of week. It's crazy. It's nice. I'm not complaining, but it's It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to take a couple more questions and then I'm going to wrap it up for today. And if anyone wants to contact me directly, feel free to do it on my website, brudnerlaw.com. Call us 714-794-9366 or send us a direct message. Okay, so can a green card parents apply for green card for children over 21 and married? Okay, so good question. Green card holders cannot petition for married children. They can petition for children at any age, but if they're married, they can't petition them anymore. Okay. U.S. citizens can petition for adult married children. So if this is your scenario, I would urge you to see when you can naturalize, when you can get your citizenship, and then petition your adult married child. Okay. Franco is asking, can I get citizenship through my son born in the U.S.? I have an E2. Thanks. So when your son turns 21, yes, he can petition you. Okay. So I don't know how old your son is, but the good thing about the E2 is that you can keep renewing it, right? As long as your business is still complying with the requirements of the E2, you can keep renewing your E2. And once your son is an adult 21, he can petition you. You know, other options for E2 to become a green card holder is to do a national interest waiver petition. So it's a self-petition where you are applying for a green card without an employer, without a petitioner, a family member petitioning you. So if it's interesting for you, feel free to reach out and talk to us about it. Okay, everyone, I have to head out. I wish everyone a wonderful weekend. Stay healthy and stay safe, and feel free to reach out anytime. I'd love to talk to you.